Get in your mix with coffee on the coffee break. Get in your fix. It's coffee on your coffee break. Tune in now. Coffee break.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Coffee Break. I hope that you're all being safe and taking care of yourselves out there with all the crazy things that are going on in the world today. I am so excited to have as our special guest tonight one of my good friends. She is the entertainment director at Hamburger Mary's, and tonight she is going to be telling the untold story. So if you would please welcome the beautiful and talented, this is Alexey'us Paris.
Hey,
Hi, Alexey'us.
how are you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
She told me right before we went on that this is actually her first time doing a live show like this. So,
Okay, so I'm nervous. Like, hey,
while we're on, we want to make sure that you remember to share this video tonight. Please share the video. Have a watch party. Grab a cocktail, whatever makes you comfortable. And enjoy this wonderful interview that you're about to see from Alexye'us Paris. She also go to my YouTube page and subscribe to the Coffee Break. That's my YouTube channel. We're trying to get up to a certain number on there, Alexye'us, because then once you get up to a certain number, you can start streaming live straight from YouTube, and you don't have to necessarily mess with the Facebook and things like that. So, are you excited to be here tonight?
I am. This is my first time, so I'm nervous.
Well, I sent her, she was like, well, what are you going to ask me? What are you going to do this? It's going to be all fun. And we're just going to really, because what I noticed that Alexye'us is a very private person in a lot of ways. She's very public, but she's very private. So tonight we wanted to find out a little bit of background and history about Alexye'us as well as DeMarcus. Okay. So what I would like to do, as I said, she is the entertainment director at Hamburger Mary's here in Houston. And she does a fantastic job at that. So tonight we're going to be sharing these two stories of DeMarcus and Alexye'us Paris. So what I would like to do, Alexye'us, is I would love to start off. Give us a little bio of DeMarcus. Like, where are you originally from? How old are you, and things like that.
Well, I'm originally from a small city in West Texas called San Angelo, Texas. Born and raised there. I came to Houston back in 2002 and been here ever since. So right at 18 years that I've been here. DeMarcus is very private, as everyone knows, so it's kind of like hard. But I'm 39. I'll be 40 in September, finally.
Oh my God, the big 4-0.
I decided I'm finally going to turn 40.
I don't remember 40. I don't remember turning 40. That was 18 years or so ago for me, so I don't remember turning 40.
Everybody thinks I'm older, but I'm actually just turning 40.
Oh, okay. I always thought
our group.
Well, I guess it's because of the mature way that you carry yourself. Maybe that's what it is. So, what inspires DeMarcus, and how do you apply it to your life's journey?
My biggest inspiration is always enjoying life. Outside of drag, I like to do other stuff just to experiment, just to explore. And so that's kind of like really what inspires me the most, is like trying new things, pushing myself to go further. And I do that in my career as well. So I'm always trying new things in drag, new makeup techniques, new songs, new costumes, things I probably wouldn't normally do, in a way to like push myself further and further in life.
Okay. Now that we got DeMarcus out of the way, we're gonna we're gonna go. I meant to get me something to drink. I didn't have anything to drink tonight. Now we're gonna Alexye'us. First of all, I want to know the story. I want to know, because it's like I was thinking the other day, and I was sitting here like, all of a sudden there was just Alexye'us Paris. I was like, well, where did she come from? How did she get started? And what's the history of Alexye'us Paris? And, how did you get from the beginning to where you are now?
Well, I started doing drag in 97 in San Angelo. So I was like just playing in drag, doing talent nights, Halloween, the typical things. We would go to Dallas, to the Rose Room, would sneak in back then because you had to be 21. And I remember we getting a fake ID. Me and Chloe Douglas got a fake ID to go to Dallas, and went to Dallas, and you had to be 21 and up. So we had got spent all that money to get fake IDs to go to Dallas, to only still get turned around. because it was going up. So, but my career really didn't kick off as far as like entertaining till I moved to Houston. I used to go like to different talent nights, of course, EJs. I won Miss EJ's 2005. I worked at Cousins a lot, won Miss Cousins 2005. And from there, it kind of kicked off. And then it really kicked off when I won Miss Texas at Large in 2013.
Oh, yes, you are a former Miss Texas at Large.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's when it really did. And then I started promoting Bayou City. And then from there, it just went crazy. Everybody knew who I was.
I was just about to say you have a long history. You had a long history with promoting at Bayou City and things like that. And so, how did you actually get into the promoting of Bayou City?
Actually, I worked for Mark and Karen when they owned Anita's Bar and Grill. So that was like 2007, 2008. Then they created Bayou City. They had different promoters, and I actually just threw a birthday party on a Sunday. I threw a birthday party on a Sunday. He let me have the building. It was crowded. The show was at 7 o'clock. People was there early. And after that, he was like, hey, you want a job? And a lot of people told me not to do it. They was like, no one's going to come out that early. A 7 o'clock show. People like to go to 11 o'clock shows and midnight shows. And I was like, you know what? Someone's giving me the opportunity. Let me try it. And I tried it. And I've had this show now 8 years. Yeah. 8 years, yeah.
Oh my God!
8 years.
So how long have you actually been within that company of
with Mark and Karen?
Yeah.
I was with them 12 years. I want to say 12 years. Of course, wow. Greg and Tony own Hamburger Mary's now, so it's a difference. But I was with him 12 years until he sold it to Greg.
So, what is it that you enjoy most about performing?
I love interacting with people. I still love performing, but I really enjoy being on the microphone more now because I feel it's more personal and I get to meet people. I get jokes and it's a whole different feel. So my performance now is more on the microphone than it is on stage.
And I can totally relate to that because I'm reaching that point as well. I have a lot of people always say, well, at the end of these shows, there's like the guests will do a number or whatever. And they're like, Kofi, you going to do a number? And the last week's show when we had Rodney and from Noah's Ark on, they were like, you going to do a show? You going to do a number? I'm like, no, I'm not doing one tonight. I'll do one next week. But I love MCing too. I love MC. I don't think people understand the joy that it brings us when we're out there. Just if we could just go out there and talk to the people the whole show and have a good time and then say good night. Okay. But still have a bucket. Yeah, but still have a bucket though for them to tip us. So where did the name Alexey'us come from?
So I chose Alexis. It wasn't Alexey'us, it was Alexis because I always said I wanted Alexis for a car. So I said, my friend was like, girl, everybody's name is Alexis. We're going to call you Alexye'us. And so, girl, it just went from there and it caught on.
So in creating Alexey'us and breaking into the entertainment field of drag and female impersonation, what have you found to be one of the biggest challenges in this field?
Keeping your head up and learning to deal with criticism and everything. Everyone always has an opinion. Everybody always feels you should do this and their way is the right way, when you have to look at not just a person, you have to look at an overall view of entertainers and making sure everyone's treated fairly and that you're entertaining to everyone, not just the Black crowd, not just the white crowd, not just the young crowd, not just the old crowd. But drag changes, so that's music. So you have to stay current. And so the toughest thing is just making sure that you're able to please everybody as a whole and not actually concentrate on what one person likes.
Right, exactly. I call it being very universal. You have to be in this field. You have to be very, very universal. Now, this is a part that I've been dying to get to because this is going to be like a two-parter. Okay. It's going to be like a two-parter. So what role has your given family played in your career?
My mom is, I ain't gonna say she's just coming around because she always knew I was gay and stuff like that, but she didn't really understand drag. Like I said, from a smaller city, you had drag, but you don't have drag. So she just started coming to shows like in the last couple of years, and now she like them. She'll come to the show, and she loves Hamburger Mary's. When she comes to town, she'll come eat and sit there and bring my little cousins and stuff with her when she comes, and they'll sit there and watch the whole show.
Because I think I met her there a couple of times that she was there. So she's approving now and
Yeah.
accepting, and that's great. That's wonderful. A lot of people don't have that. So now something that I know is a big, big, big part of your life. This is your chosen family.
Oh, I have a lot of them.
Your chosen family, because I know you've got nieces and nephews and aunts and cousins and brothers and all that. Because when we're backstage at Hamburger Berries, where's my auntie? Where's my auntie? Where's my mom? I think you got 50 kids. I don't know.
I have 87
But
kids.
there's a few people that were very important as far as your chosen family. And I know that Portia Paris, of course, is your mother. Sasha Boom, and LaWanda Jackson. So can you take each one of those people and kind of share with us the importance and the roles that they played in Alexye'us's life?
Well, everything I know, pretty much Sasha Boom taught me before she passed. She was hard, and she would, anybody who knew her, you knew she would read the brakes off you. She would just all of a sudden. And so one time she's like, "You don't wear enough makeup." So I'm sitting there, and she's like, she did only half of my face, and then walked away. And I'm sitting here like, "Girl, what's going on?" So I had to learn to copy, and that was her way of teaching me how to do my makeup.
Wow, that's very interesting.
And then I would have to match it. And so sometimes my eyebrow, because I didn't know nothing about makeup, so sometimes this eyebrow will be higher than this eyebrow. And sooner
I can relate to that.
Sooner or later, I just got tired. And she always told me, when you get tired of getting red, you'll fix it. When you get tired of reading you'll fix it. And I did. I was like, oh, let me fix this. I think that's why I'm so anal with things now, because she would look at me before I even stepped out, and she would just go left. And as far as LaWanda, I call LaWanda my mother, not my gay mother, because she influences me as DeMarcus. And she always cares, Alexey'us is going to be Alexey'us. You're going to be popular. She made me stop doing drag for 2 years.
Wow, really?
I think it was 2009, 2010, around there. I stopped doing drag and went back to school. And I got my cosmetology degree and all of that. She was like, drag is not going to always be there. You're going to get hired. You're going to get fired. Clubs ain't going to want to book you. And, you have to depend on something to fall back on. So I actually gave up drag those 2 years. And it was 2010, 11, because I didn't start back until like 2012. And I got
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think a lot of people don't know that you have a cosmetology license.
Yes, and I'm also a licensed instructor.
And what?
I'm a licensed instructor. I went back to school to become a cosmetology instructor.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it took 2 years, because I went to cosmetology school, then I went back to school to become an instructor.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, my God. I didn't realize. See, I didn't even know that. That's why I said this is an untold story, y'all, because these things she be holding out on us and don't be sharing everything, because I didn't know that she was qualified to be an instructor as well. And with Portia, because I know Portia loves to call you Penguin.
I call her Daffy Duck. Me and Portia have a playful relationship. Like, it's different than probably any relationship like I have. Like, LaWanda's very strict, and DeMarcus, do this, you need to do this, and what about this, someone read you on Facebook, what happened? Like, she's just,
yes, not trusting. As a matter of fact, LaWanda is going to be my very special guest next week, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
The fun mother, we hang out, we'll go eat or kiki behind each other in the dressing room, or make little jokes on Facebook, and people think we're arguing, but that's just our way of getting along.
Well, I know for a fact y'all are not arguing, because we've had so much fun in the dressing room between Daffy Duck and Penguin, honey. I mean, you could be in the middle of this.
When people actually comment, they'll say, "Hey, Penguin." It's actually to the point. I'm always about business. I'm actually thinking about marketing that. So if y'all see some Penguin T-shirts on, just know I created that business, and I'm gonna make some money off of it.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about DeMarcus?
A lot of people think I'm mean, and I don't know why. A lot of people think I'm really, really mean. I get so many stories that people be like, "When I first met you, I thought you didn't like me." I'm like, "Why? Did you talk to me? Did you speak to me?" Because I speak to everybody, but I think I'm so standoffish that if I don't know you or never interacted with you, then I can see how it comes off, because I am very standoffish. But I'm not mean.
Well, a lot of people like with us, they don't understand that when we're in this illusion, we're in a character, and that character usually has a lot more confidence and a lot more this and a lot more that. We'll get on stage and say some crazy things and all that, but when we put the microphone down, the show's over with. We're like easing on through the crowd, trying to get out. So what would be a misconception about Alexey'us, and how have you handled it?
The biggest misconception that I found is being the entertainment director for Hamburger Mary's, because people automatically assume because I don't book them or I haven't booked them that I don't like them as well. And it's not that. It's just, Houston now has so many entertainers and so many, good entertainers. It's just hard to book. So people automatically say, oh, well, she don't like my type of drag, or, oh, she don't like this type of performer. And it's like that, Hamburger Mary's has a totally different audience than any gay club.
Definitely.
So we have to be able to cater to them. And so they want a mixture of everything, the comedy girls, the dancing girls, the old school numbers. And some people think that I can't dance. I can do a little 1-2 shuffle. But the thing of it is, after so many people have danced, I try to go the opposite direction. So usually I let everybody turn their music in, and then I choose what to do.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
The misconception for me would be that people think that I'm a one-trick pony, and I'm not.
Yeah, a lot of people think that about a lot of us, especially I was kind of like more mature. I won't say old.
Yeah.
But the old school girls, they think they don't understand what we used to do and what we can capable of doing. But the thing about a good show is that the balance. You don't need everybody doing the same thing or the same style on the show. And I'm glad you brought up the subject, because a lot of people, I think about Hamburger Mary's, they don't realize that when performing at Hamburger Mary's, 90% of the audience is straight. Right. I don't think, I think a lot of people don't know that.
They don't know who you are, what titles you won. They just come to be entertained.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. You don't have to say former miss this, former miss that, because they're like, okay, well, whatever. Let's see what they're going to do. That's what they want to know. Are we trying to get that? Right.
Entertaining.
Exactly. We're trying to get that special guest in. So we have a special surprise guest for you that wanted to come in and ask you a question and maybe say something to you. Let's go ahead and bring her in at this time. Hi. Yeah, this is Portia Paris, one of my good sisters and a former Miss Texas US of A as well. Hi, Portia.
Hi, sister Kofi. Hey, daughter Alexey'us Paris.
Hello.
So I asked Portia earlier, I saw her online and I said, oh, maybe she's not working today or whatever. I said, let me see if I can get her to come in and see if she has a question or any comments or something she would like to say to her daughter that carries her name. So Portia, you can ask her whatever you like, and the time is yours for the next couple of minutes.
Okay, I want to ask her one question, being that the world can see this, only because I know some of the things that she went through as being a major host and MC in Houston. And I'll explain to you how proud of you that I am after you answer it. I want to know what did it take for you to get to the point to be a boss? Meaning, when you're a boss, you have to fire some friends, you have to let some people go, you have to change things around, and it's not always your decision. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes it's your boss' decision for you to make those decisions, but they always make you out to be the villain. How do you handle that?
Well, to be a boss, I never wanted to be a boss. Like everything I have, I never wanted. I want to be not in a position of power, should I say. I want to be a good entertainer. I want to be Miss Texas at large. I want to be this, but I didn't want to be a boss. And even becoming who I am, I was pushed into, is what I always say. Greg is my biggest cheerleader, and he's also as well as the hardest person on me. So he'd be like, why don't you want this? You deserve this. You deserve these titles. You deserve to take Hamburger Mary's entertainment director. I didn't even apply for the job. I wasn't going to apply. And he was like, why? And then he literally sent me a text and was like, your interview's tomorrow at 2:00, show up. And so when I walked into the interview with Mark and Karen, they were like, why didn't you apply? And I was like, I didn't want it, because I know after working for Bayou City as the promoter and knowing the struggle and what you have to deal with, I didn't want more stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was already arguing with promoters and this and that and going back and forth. And so I just had to realize, if I'm going to live, if I'm going to survive, this is what I have to do. And this is what I wanted as a career. So it's my career. I stopped doing hair for this career. And a lot of times it's not my choice to fire people. If I could hire everybody, I would. But sometimes you just have to do what you do. It's either you or them. It's you or them. So, and one time in my interview, Karen told me, she said, you're going to have to fire friends. You're going to be some people you've been with 20, 15 years, you're going to have to let go. You're going to have to bring in a fresh face. You might work them 5 days now. You might have to cut them to 2 days. And it's hard at times because you are friends with these people. Like, we're friends. We're entertainers. We work together at various clubs. So it becomes really, really hurtful at times because the people don't understand the business side. Everybody wants to be an entertainer, but they don't understand this is a business.
Exactly.
It's a business, and all of us want to work. We all have to survive. And, you might get fired today and rehired tomorrow. You might have 2 days this month. You might have 7 days next month. It goes back and forth. Mm-hmm. And you have to have a strong backbone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to say what I have to say so I can let y'all get back to y'all wonderful interview that you guys are having. I just want the world to know that I'm really, really proud of my daughter. I call her Penguin. That's my baby. She called me Duck. I'm proud of Alexey'us Paris. I call her Alexey'us, but her name is Alexey'us Paris, because I've seen Alexey'us from the beginning to now. I've seen her just being a backstager. I've seen her to be looked over. I've seen her where people are not her, or she ain't gonna be the one, to the woman that she's become today. No one ever seen this day coming that Alexey'us Paris will be the host and MC and one of the main hosts and MCs of Houston, Texas. I've been fired. But let me let you guys know one thing. Her firing me was a business decision. Whether it was right or whether it was wrong, it never interfered with me and my daughter's relationship. She fired me, she let me go, and I was right at the next show supporting her, and we talked and we moved on. She's a grown woman, and I am too. And I just understand in her position that she was going to have to make certain decisions that a lot of us might not agree with. And I admire her for making those decisions. I admire her for not giving up, because she had to lose some friends along the way. I just admire her for that, and I just want her to know that. And I love you dearly. Keep doing what you do, and keep pushing, baby.
Going through, thank you so much.
Through the pandemic with your glasses and your mask and your mask. With your mask and everything on, baby. You keep doing what you're doing. And I really, really, truly, truly love you.
I love you
that.
Too.
That was an excellent question, Portia, because I've been in that position. We all been in that position. She fired me too. She didn't fire me. She had to cut me back off the schedule and blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh, girl, what am I gonna do?" But what people that in our position, they don't. A lot of people out there don't understand. They think that we're just sitting here trying to making these decisions. But baby, let me tell you something. When my boss comes to me and says, "Okay, we need to cut this back," so either it's you or them, baby.
It's them, and I get that from both of you guys.
I love you.
Like
no hard feelings. I mean, That's like when she had to cut the schedule back when we, and everything. I totally understood. I was like, okay, I might not like it, but I totally understood because I knew where it was, that it wasn't her. This is what, and I'm sure gonna make sure my job is safe before.
I'm sure you've had to cut some girls along the way too, girl. You have been in the MC for years since I was a little girl.
She cut all of us back in the day at JR's. We was trying to become her co-MC. And we're like, girl, we finna get the job. It was on like me and 2 other people that was trying out. I could say, girl, I'm just be an MC at JR's. Next thing I know, she said, he told us we can't have no co-MC. I'm an MC by myself. I was like, oh, well, girl.
Yes, ma'am. And I for almost 5 years.
And those decisions like that, to the people on the outside, they look at you like you're the villain, but you're only doing what your boss told you to do. And a lot of decisions that your boss make you guys do, it's like they throw the rock and hide their hand, because nobody never know that was their decision to make you guys come forth and put out what you need and what you don't want and what you don't need. And I just being in the being in the entertainment business for a very long time, and especially these last few years working with my child since Body City and now Hamburger Mary's, and just being that close with her and her coming to me personally and talking about the decisions that she's had to make and that she really didn't want to do it. It's not her. It's not her. That's how I grew to understand the business of being a host and MC. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, like RuPaul says.
Exactly, because I'm trying to get a check every chance I get.
Hello.
Well, Portia, thank you so much. You know how much I love you and adore you. And like we were saying earlier before we came in, we had so much fun in the dressing room and Hamburger Mary's, when it be me and you and Alexia and some of the other people back there looking at us like, why they acting like that?
I had to train a new girl. I'll be reading them, baby. You're gonna read me back. Say something.
Right. I mean, because you know what I always explain to people? Sometimes people don't know that sometimes the best show is in the dressing room. Mm-hmm. If the audience could see us in the dressing room, I would love somehow kind of way to where the audience could get a peek into the dressing room and just really see us being, because we hit that stage and we got to be this and we got to be that, and we're on the microphone, we got to be this and that. But we been back there just letting it loose, honey. And Portia, your mama is one of the people. She's gonna be on the show really soon, and she's one of the people that keeps it totally real, honey, because between the two of y'all,
you come in crunk in the dressing room.
Between the two of y'all, honey, I'm like, oh my God, I just be sitting there going, okay. Well, thank you so much,
you guys, and
love you
for
too.
inviting me on here to speak with my daughter. I'm proud of you, Alexis, and I'm most definitely still proud of you, Miss Kofi, as always.
Oh,
and y'all enjoy the rest of your show, and I'll be waiting to watch it.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Y'all, Portia Paris, former Miss Texas US of A. All right, so we only got a few more questions, actually.
You have to stop sweating. I'm like,
what is something, because people look at us and they see our personas that we create and they think, oh, I know Alexey'us so well. I know all, what is something that people will be surprised to find out about Alexey'us?
That DeMarcus is not my name.
Well, I knew that, but
people would say all day long, I know Alexey'us, I know her name. Her name is DeMarcus. And all my real friends will sit there talking about, well, you really don't know her because her name is DeMarcus. That's the main thing. Because you don't know how many times people will argue with my friends, trying to tell my friends, I know Alexey'us. I know DeMarcus. No, that's not my real name. That's not what my name is.
Yes. See, I was going to stay away from that today, but you brought it up. So.
I grew up gay like in the 90s and early 2000s. And so when people knew stuff about you, they had power over you.
Yes.
So I was like, you're not going to know anything about me. Nothing. So if you want to call, because back then, if they didn't like you, they'll call and get you evicted. They'll call, make you lose your job. Typical gay stuff. We didn't fight. We fought dirty. So I was always like, you want to know nothing about me. So if you get mad, all thing you can do is fight me when you see me. So that's one. And then a lot of people don't know that my godfather, who pretty much raised me and was the male figure in my life, was a pastor. So I had like a really big influence in church. Used to sing, choir direct. I still can play the organ and piano.
Well, a lot of people don't know that Alexey'us and I actually go to the same church. Now I go a lot more often. Well, lately nobody's going, but we do attend the same church. Frida Payne has also actually attended that church as well. But yeah, we've been going to the same church for quite some time. One Sunday, I sit way on one side, and one Sunday I looked over there and I saw these nails. And I said, "Oh, that's Alexey'us over there."
I won't go to church with orange nails, but I will go to church with some clear nails.
Yeah, some clear ones. Yeah, I'm a witness to that, y'all. I'm a witness to that. What do you see? Now, you know what's going to happen since you said that about the name. Everybody's going to be trying to go, well, what's her real name? What's her real name? There's some of us that know, some of y'all that don't know. Y'all won't ever find out, honey.
If you ever get privileged to get that close to me, you will know.
Well, I feel really, really close then. I feel really, really close. So what do you see in the future for quote unquote DeMarcus?
Hopefully a fucking relationship. Can I get a boyfriend? Anybody? I'm single. Don't run your way, though.
I'm glad you brought that up. Is though as entertainers, sometimes it's very hard for us to get into relationships because a lot of people look at us on stage and they listen to some of the stuff that's coming out of our mouths and how crazy we are, and they don't really realize that is part of the show. We do that because that's what entertains the people. I mean, like me, I'm at home most of the time. If I'm not working or performing, for whatever reason, I'm usually at home. I'm usually home watching the Golden Girls and watching
relax and get ready for the next. Because a lot of us work 5 or 6 days in drag.
Exactly.
So when you work so much in drag, you don't want to do nothing but go home.
Exactly. They don't.
Come Thursday or Friday, we right back at it.
And people don't believe that. I'll be so glad to be. I say, I'll be doing the show like on Tuesday night at JR's. I'll say, I'm off tomorrow on Wednesday. And then I get ready for Thursday and so forth and so on. So what about for Alexey'us? What do you see? What would you like to see in the future for Alexey'us?
Hopefully for this COVID-19 to be over with so I can go win Miss Texas. I was getting ready. I got beads and stones and fringe and feathers and stuff all in my drag room that I didn't get to use this. Well, coming up August. So
right.
I'm still working on stuff. I'm still getting stuff beaded and as much as I can. But that's really my goal right now is I've always wanted to be Miss Texas. And even though I got a taste of being Miss Texas when I was Miss Texas at large, and that was a good feel. So I know when I become Miss Texas that it'll really be a good feeling.
Yeah, trust me, because the year that I won, I just went because. I just went because. I'll have to tell that story one day, but I just went because I was like, I
was Texas the first year I ran. My first prelim ever was in Beaumont. You was Miss Texas.
Oh yeah. What was it? Was Brian's prelim?
Brian, Miss Golden.
Yeah.
Go to Triangle.
I can't remember what the name of the prelim was now. But yeah, Brian Ainsworth owned it. And yes, that's right. Oh my God. So there's so much crazy stuff going on in the world right now. And what do you feel will be the lasting effect of the COVID-19 on the drag industry?
It goes a little further than us. It's going to be more so the clubs. Because that's where we work, and I think a lot of us are probably gonna have to go back and get real jobs sooner or later, just to maintain. Because even when the clubs open, they're not gonna be able to pay, or at least not pay good.
Right.
We're so used to making a good paycheck and I'm still working, and I had to take a pay cut.
Yeah,
everybody's struggling. So I think that's going to be the main thing with entertainers. We're going to have to get out there and we're going to have to hustle, and it is affecting all of us. And that's why I created Montrose United on Thursdays, because I know a lot of entertainers are not working. So at least if you can work once a month and at least get your light bill money or your phone bill money, that's helping us out a lot.
Yeah, that's when I saw that, I was like, this is really great. Tell us just a little bit more about what the concept of Montrose United is. It's once a month. It's every Thursday.
Every Thursday
at Hamburger Mary's. So tell us a little bit about what that is.
So because we're really the only ones that are open at 50%, I wanted other entertainers to be able to come and make money. So the way I started with the show hosts and show directors from all the clubs, giving them the opportunity to come in and make some money. And entertain and just get out your house, maybe for that one time for the month and do what you love to do. And wow, making some money. And then after that, I'm going to reach out to other cast members, other entertainers that are used to working regularly that are suffering, and give them some stage time too. So it's just bringing us together. I know a lot of times you work there, I work there, and they think because we work, we're not rivals. The club owners might be rivals, but we're not rivals.
Yeah. No.
I'm pretty good friends with almost everybody that's a show director or show host or MC. So it's just a way to come together and like keep doing what we love and not point the fingers like, oh, you're shut down, you're open, you're shut. No, we're all
right. Well, me and Alexey'us Davenport, we have a saying that we don't rival with nobody. The only thing that's important of us is the color of green, and that's the money. We're not worried about where we're making it at, but as long as it's green and it's real, that's how. She will say that in a minute, baby. I work for one color. It's green. That's all.
Green.
Well, is there anything else that that was actually all the questions I had. Is there anything else you would like to leave us with? Right after this, let you know that. Well, I'll say that in a minute. Go ahead. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with?
No, just come catch me at Hamburger Mary's. We're still open for now because the governor is talking about shutting us down for 2 weeks. But just know I am very approachable. You can always inbox me if you see me in public. You can always speak. I'll speak back. I might be a little intoxicated. And might remember.
You drink?
Anybody who knows me, know I drink. That's why I'm drinking Dr. Pepper right now. Because I'm sitting inside a Hamburger Mary's talking to you. And I'm facing the bar looking at the alcohol.
You know, one more thing that I did, I want to bring up. There's a special relationship, so to speak, that you have with two people, and almost everybody's very, very aware of the relationship with these two people. I think you know who I'm talking about. So tell us a little bit about how that whole relationship came about with Tony, you, and Greg.
Well, it was really just me and Greg, and then he met Tony, married Tony, and I'm their wife.
So Tony busted in, huh?
Those are my biggest fans, and they're also my biggest critics. Like, they push me. I think everybody needs that one person who just tells you exactly how it is. And they don't sugarcoat nothing. They don't do nothing. But he's also my biggest fan. So people think that it's Greg that's more like, oh, lovey-dovey. And Greg is probably the more mean one. And Tony's more, oh, my poor wife, come here. You know, he's the one that babies more. But, yeah, that's probably why I don't have a boyfriend, because they're scared. Everybody's scared of them.
Well, they're not small men, especially Tony. Tony, he walks through there like, you know, like, I'm not gonna say that, but anyway, well, I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed this interview. I think you're relieved that it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I was nervous because, like I said, people don't know me outside of drag. There's very few people that do. So I always tell people, if you ever get to know DeMarcus, because you're still not getting my real name, you have really gotten close to me.
Right. Well, great. Well, I really, really appreciate you coming on the show. Now, don't y'all go anywhere, because coming up right after this commercial, there will be a performance by Alexey'us and myself, and that's when my Cash App will be up there as well. Because, as I said, we're not working right now. I mean, Alexey'us is trying to help everybody out and give them a chance to come to Hamburger Mary's and make a few duckies and all that. But there will be a performance coming up from Alexey'us as well as myself. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something, because I got chewed out last week from people. Oh, you ain't doing no number. You're not doing no number. So I'm going to do one tonight, but figure out what it is. So, but I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are a wonderful person. You've really come into your own. You're doing a great job as entertainment director at Hamburger Mary's, and just keep pushing forward and being who you're meant to be. And, you know, the Bible always says, if you're faithful and thankful over the small things, he'll make you ruler over great things. And I'm trying to get ruler over some great things so I can get that 1,000 followers on my YouTube channel, the Kofi Break. You go subscribe. And then we can start streaming live from YouTube, which was a lot of fun. So once again, y'all, this has been The Untold Story with Alexey'us Paris, entertainment director at Hamburger Mary's Houston. And we have thoroughly enjoyed you tonight. And we will be right back with a very special performance from her as well. Thank you so much again, Alexey'us.
Thank you.
Once again, I want to remind you that I hope that everyone is being safe. And next week, our very, very special guest will be the legendary, my dear friends for over 30 some years, LaWanda Jackson from Las Vegas, Nevada, will be our special guest on next week. I finally got her, and we're going to do this thing, and it's going to be a fun show. I've got some surprises up my sleeve for her as well. Also, like I said, there's a lot of us that's in this business, and we've been taken outside of our box and gone into different areas, and we're doing these talk shows, entertainment type shows, and we appreciate your support so much, because we know you don't have to sit and listen and watch the show. So, but also on Wednesday nights, I always like to support all the other girls and my friends that are doing the shows. The Boom Boom Room presents on Wednesday nights Our Point of View, and that's hosted by none other than Chevelle the Boom Boom Brooks. So y'all make sure y'all catch Chevelle on Wednesday nights on her Facebook Live, and I think she has a YouTube channel as well, and it's called The Boom Boom Room Presents Our Point of View. Also, my good friend in Miami, Raul, he has a different kind of talk called Stream Miami, and he has some outstanding guests on there. He does it 3 days a week, and this week he's got Roxy Andrews, Michael Hayes, and I can't remember the last person. But it's a great lineup this week on Stream Miami with Raul as your host. And yeah, he is fine, honey. Also, we have Tasha Long, who is y'all know Tasha Long is a incredibly talented young lady. So she has an intimate evening with Tasha Long Thursdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. And then, of course, today was the premiere show, and I want to congratulate my good sister Roxanne Collins on the premiere of her show, The Spectrum. It comes on every day at 4 p.m. So you can catch Dana Roxanne, with The Spectrum every day at 4 p.m. It's covering all different types of subjects and conversation and things like this. Is a really a lot of variety in that show. And of course, every Monday here at 9 p.m. Facebook Live is the Coffee Break. All right. And we want you to join us. And we can't be successful without you. You are the key to our success, and we appreciate you and love you for that. As I said, we'll be right back with performances from Alexey'us Paris, as well as myself. Good evening, everyone. You are watching The Coffee Break, a talk show with a twist, coming to you live from my Facebook page, Terry Coffee Ray. You may also subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Coffee Break, if you would like to view this show later on this evening. Also, don't forget to visit localqueenmerch.com/coffee, where you may view some of my beautiful merchandise that they have created, starting off with this beautiful fan. Summer's right around the corner, and I know y'all gonna be hot, and so is the coffee baby. And we also have 2 style t-shirts, one that says the coffee's hot, and the other one of my favorite pictures on it. Once again, we are here every other Monday night, bi-weekly, for The Coffee Break, a talk show with a twist. So make sure you tune in. If you have any suggestions or things you would like to see on the show, don't hesitate to inbox me through Messenger. Thank you for watching The Coffee Break, a talk show with a twist.
If I talk too much, you see, I'm trying desperately to be understood. If I seem a little shy, it's for all the times that I hid my heart in the dark, like in all the storybooks. The white knight came and took the little girl alone in the world. You don't fly overwhelmed when I sometimes undersell the way I feel. Now I believe I am
All right. I hope you enjoyed those performances. We just want to bring a little joy in your life, doing the thing that we love to do most. And just remember to please stay safe, wear a mask, and most importantly, also remember to vote. Those three things: stay safe, wear a mask, and vote. Everybody has got to vote this year. It's a privilege that we have. It's a right that we have. Please use that right and exercise that right. And remember, whenever you're tuning in to the coffee break, it is always good to the last drop.